The West has been just as dry, and it's been 1 month since the start of one of the largest wildfires in California history, and there's some good news to report. Fire officials say the blaze in Ventura and Santa Barbara counties is now 92% contained. Up till now, the fire had scorched more than 281,000 acres and destroyed more than 1,000 structures. Despite the fact that this happened a month ago and is still ongoing, the cause of the fire remains under investigation. I want to go through some of the kind of astounding stats from this fire and from the fire season thus far across the West. You look at the Thomas Fire, it's holding the dubious distinction of the #1 spot with regards to the amount of acres burned, that over 281,000, those kind of famous names, the Cedar from 2003, Rush from 2012, and Rim from 2013 as well. So these two were 1 year apart. Those are all names that everyone in this area remembers, and yet the Thomas Fire has now burned more than that one. Start date of December 4th, 92% contained. Remember, contained doesn't mean out. It just means no longer actively growing on those sides of the fire. And it's not even the only active fire that we're watching. We also have the Creek Fire there north of Los Angeles. That is ongoing as well. And it's happening in the drier air of Southern California. Although, look at this. You could argue it's drier still as you get towards the Four Corners. Albuquerque, this is not a streak you want to be in. In 91 days straight, now tied for 5th place with regards to the number of days without any precipitation. That one's still going, so you could conceivably climb that list. San Diego, you've only had 0.09 since October 1st, the driest start to a water year on record. Look at the kind of the normal bell curve for what we should have seen. We should have seen October's rain, November's rain, December's rain, and January now, and yet we've only had 0.09. This is when we're supposed to be getting the bulk of the rain. Now, could there be some good news on the way? Maybe. Parts of the West Coast are going to see a significant storm. Hints of that on the left side of your screen, right? Hello, San Francisco. Those perfectly formed water drops. What a cool view through that camera, right? And then L.A., it's quiet for you. Sunshine right now. That'll be changing too. Same storm system with a little bit of an extra kicker. Drops all the way into Southern Cal. And even L.A. by the start of the week is going to see some pretty significant precip. Here's that little first batch of moisture coming through Los Angeles. But some of this is going to basically get slingshot down into our developing area of low pressure along with that developing moisture feed and come into Southern California. So we can show how that works out. Here comes that area of low pressure dropping down along the California coast. But with the kind of the flow around that low, it's really setting the stage for quite the push of moisture to come in. And that is a big change from where we've been. You might actually argue that it could be too much of a good thing. Starting Monday into Monday night, some of the recent burn areas may now switch over to debris flows or mudslides because there's no more trees and vegetation holding down those the soils. The topsoil could just wash away at that point. So that's something that we're watching, especially in any of the hillsides that had the burns go through recently. Of course, it will also be a good storm with regards to snowfall in the higher elevation. So the ski resorts are loving this. We're finally getting some help across the West. Looking at some of these totals, even into the burn areas, we're talking 1 to 2 inches of rain. You start kind of going up in elevation a bit, not quite to the freezing level. You're going to squeeze out some more moisture. So 2 to 3, maybe even 3 to 5 inches of rain, and then big time snows for the peaks of the Sierra Nevada chain through all the mountains of the West. Not too shabby at all. People are going to notice this is a big change from where we've been. Monday, late day LA, your rain moves in, continues Monday night, maybe some thunderstorms with that, mind you, and then ending Tuesday morning. On the East Coast, Grayson left behind plenty of snow and ice, and that's going to make another bitter cold night and dangerous days ahead. We'll show you where we could shatter